ObiDient movement to come on to form. You dey talk under Labour Party. Go to your ward. Go and register as a member of local of your party. Start from there. Then if you come, say at the end of the day, this ObiDient movement go metamorphose to a political party. We don't know how it go be. If you say it go be like that, fine. Make sure say you claim your membership, because make we know they do church, we think they talk too much, and we know they do things.
So much.
I don't stop there.
God bless you, Big Chief. You are very on point. I think at this moment we are talking as ObiDient movement and not party members, but it is like you said, you rightly said it. One must join a political party. It is a matter of choice, right? But yeah, we are talking of ObiDient structure. Thank you so much, boss. Though you made a whole lot of valid point where you must join. Thank you so much. You made a valid point. You must be a party member. It is choice. Yeah. So I think people have heard what you said, and I believe they will take action. Yeah. So God bless you, sir. We are family, and that is why I say I look forward to see us shut down this country in a convention, right? Yeah. So we go to end bad governance. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Sorry, sir. Let me just say this. Let it be. Let us talk what we look forward to see as we announce structure.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for giving the opportunity to speak. Because what I want to say today, I've been trying to reach out to the top obedience to push out this idea. And what's this idea? So the idea is about holding of social gatherings, and I was mainly referring to the Yoruba obedience, and that's to end the narrative of the old tribalism. So I feel we can host social gatherings, you get, even down to sports events, competition. And I feel that's going to connect us more with the people. And it's a very good thing now, because I was very happy when I came online today and I saw that we have a leader already, which is very, very good. Actually, it's a way forward. So holding of those social events will connect more with the grassroots. And Nigerians, and it won't just make us be like faceless people, like we're just online. And Nigerians, they like within them they see. So when they if it be say the Yoruba obedience this time, instead of hosting it in Lagos, we can host it in this state. Another time we host it in another Yoruba state, at least to push that narrative that this is not just a one-sided stuff. The same way Yoruba obedience go they host and the same way obedience in other region, and till we hold the national convention. So I feel is a good way in promoting unity and also making Nigerians know that this is not just an online stuff. Like this is a fiscal movement. Yeah, so that's the point. And yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And bad governance. Even though I barely heard half of the things you said, but I saw people's reactions to it, and I believe your submission was a great one. I only hear when you were saying Yoruba obedient. So I was not wondering what's up with that. But I mean, I want to think, I want to believe that your submission was for a good cause and based on people's reaction.
Yeah, it was. I think like what he rightly said. So, my own little small knowledge, I think. So that is why we're gonna have a regional structure, sir. So therefore, regional structure will take care of their own region. I mean, plans like that will come up. You made a very wonderful suggestion. So everything is into consideration, boss. Yeah. So he spoke well. Thanks. Now, sir, I hate to you back.
All right, thank you very much, friend. So, okay, please, if you want to speak, just identify, right, by raising your hand. So I will just take a cue and we'll go by the queue. Because right now I don't even know who came before who, so I don't know who to call first. All right, I'll just go according to what I'm saying here. Ike, IK,
Hey,
right? IK. Then after,
okay.
sorry, what did you say?
Yes, no, sir. Good evening.
Sorry, Ike,
Good.
hold on, sorry. So Ike, hold on, please. Ike will go, Deji will go, the Niger FM. Okay, sorry, the Niger fanboy will go. Then we'll have budget. We'll go according to the to that way. Thank you. Ike, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Prince Sabio, I greet you. GRV PRO. Everybody on the speaker section, I greet you all. And then the listening section, I greet you all. Good evening, everyone. What is written is written. Please, can you mute your mic, please? Your background is echoing on my ear here. Okay, I want to quickly say something. Congratulations to Dr. Tanko. And I want to also say this, so let it not be used against me. I am guided by two constitutions of Nigeria, the Armed Forces Act and our. I'm not trying to bring out my chief out, but this is just my worry. I'm engaging with every citizen of Nigeria as a Nigerian citizen as well. So this is just my worry. My worry in the country presently now is the men on arms. It's like we don't have an organization that checkmates whether the community police for a state or even the chief of army staff. It's like everybody's just answerable to the president. Everybody is like working working for the president. It's not like they're trying to be citizenship. They're not trying to work for citizens. That's why when there is a riot or a protest, you can see an armed man using his gun shooting on armed civilians. That is very, very wrong and very, very unprofessional. The only time you are allowed to shoot on anybody is when there's a threat to you, your life, who is unarmed. So it's like when these things happen, there is no checkmating of either which state this thing has happened. Is it the commissioner of police? There is no checkmating, and this is why I feel so. I honestly, there's the trauma I had since NSAS, so I don't encourage people for protests. There is no checkmating. That's why up till today we've not had whether there's a punishment for what transpired in Lekki toll gate. So I feel I'm worried about these things because I have friends who are civilians, and most times they call me, and I don't have an answer to these things. So I would love a situation whereby I saw a notice by Barrister Inehibe when he was made. There's this CTC citizens something is to represent citizens, just like another form of a human rights body, to intercede. That was a good one, but to men on arms, I feel there is nothing. There is nothing that is checkmating, trying to weigh a punishment. I don't know if I'm making sense. There's no policing of the police, of the federal police. That's what I'm trying to see. I expect to show by if there's a riot, if you are there as a policeman, you're not the one they're rioting for. You are there to protect. So I expect you to, like, either the Federal House of Representatives or the State House of Representatives to do a convincing on the people so that they go back home. And if this is not done, it doesn't resort to shooting. You leave them, you go back to your house with your arms, than starting to enforce people by shooting and killing innocent people who are angry of the situations of Nigeria, who are complaining for. Now I'm reading again that there is a there is been that people are being charged on treasonable offense just for protesting. I don't know where we are getting to in this country with all these things keep going. It get worse and worse. So I think it is because this particular thing, shooting, has not been addressed. Whoever has carried that out, I'm sure in the police there is no circular that gives you the right to shoot anybody. I've never seen that for a protest. I've never seen that. We watch it on videos and see people protest in Ireland. There was protest in London. There was protest. Those people might have taken out their anger and spoiled one or two things, but they are back to their houses. People go back to their works and maybe after 2 3 days or 1 week get about. The government is supposed to, or the prime minister is supposed to be able to go out, yes, with your protective police, convince them to go back and try to do what is their complaints. That's to show that we're living in a democratic society. But in our case here in Nigeria, it's not happening. This is just my worry. This is just my worry. Okay, that being said, the structure, I listened to Oga Tanko. What he's trying to do is, it's not just about follow me, follow you. My brother that was talking about you're not following yourself. If it's a family, it is a family, because what we're looking for is to achieve good governance. I I I need to clarify something to that, my brother. You see, there is going to this structure they are talking about. I don't think there will be anybody that can beat it when this thing is when they start taking data. People have made valid points about let it be done region by region. Yes, it should be done, and there's enough time to do it. We have like 2 years plus. There's enough time. People who are patriotic about this country should start getting their heads in. Imagine having 100 obedience in one polling unit. I'm not talking about party. Go fuck the hell. Me personally, I can't join any political party. But if you have joined, no problem. Oh. If you are obedient, fine. But if we are having 100 obedience in a polling unit, whether you are a card carrying member or not, I don't think there's any tout that can come and bully you in that polling unit. I don't think there is any tout that can bully you in any polling unit in Nigeria. 100 obedient, that is like a soldier, more than battalion in one polling unit. You are voted, you stay there, and there is nobody that can bully anybody in any polling unit. So that means your votes will be secured. You will have your records. You have enough video coverage to show. Nothing like we now start scouting. There will be no panicking among all of you because you know yourself. You are 100. I mean, even with police come, the police will panic, even with his arm. They will not be able to do it. The police cannot be everywhere. They're not angels. But mostly what we see is tout, Agboro, Lagos, for example, as a case study. When people were moving around and trying to threaten people, say, don't come out to vote, don't come out to vote. When you are already having 100 of your men
Um,
in
I,
I need
sorry,
to round
sir,
up,
can you
right?
start rounding up? Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
So,
please.
so this is just the point about this structure. You've listened to Wike making noise, bragging about structure. So this is just the point. This is the aim of having field soldiers, of having creating a structure, not just in political party, because you can see the problem political parties are having, politicians are having in parties. So we don't need to have that kind of worry. Be obedient, be available, and at the end of the day, we have gotten the numbers we need. Please, so if you have 18 years old pikin, anybody have not registered for voter card, everybody should start trooping to INEC office now to go and get that voter card. Because on that day, we go full there like water, we go vote, we go come out, and it go count. I yield the mic, please.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Your first submission, if I'm to say, or the first.
Sorry, is it only me that cannot hear Madam Naza? No, Mr. Ike, can you hear her?
No, she's lost in the matrix.
Yeah, I guess she's having problem with her network. Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
not hearing her. I'm not
okay,
hearing her.
Madam Naza, I think maybe
But
she
she
has
said
a
it's
problem.
random. I heard her when she said that random.
Okay, Deji, let's have Deji. So, Mr. Ike, you just mentioned something. I lost my photos card though. I won't die that very day, but that would be problem, sha.
You would have. I hope you have a picture of it so that you can just go back to retrieve it back, please.
Because take a look at what is happening.
Eh?
Take a look at what is actually happening in this.
Madam Naza, we lost you a little bit. I don't know if you can hear me. Deji, go ahead, sir.
All right. Good evening. Can everyone hear me? Just to confirm.
Just can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. Last week was very good. It was surprising that no space happened up until today, and today another news was dropped about the leader. I think that's one of the first things that could have happened anyway. So it's good that we have somebody to hold. If you feel like this thing is not moving in the pace, you know who you have to drag. Um, But yeah, I think it's a good move. But I would have also, I mean, I was hoping that more people would have asked what his plans are. What, I don't know, maybe this news came to him on the space as well. Maybe he didn't know about it. Then it would not have been fair to be expecting him to be giving what his plans are and all of that. But I, there wasn't a lot of questions that was asked. That's just what I'm trying to say. But what do I expect going forward? I would expect that obviously we would have a short, medium, and long term um, goals. For the short, obviously he has to announce his team. He has to announce the people that will be working for him, and
The
maybe,
ministers.
yeah, kind of. So that we won't just be looking up to one person. We know that okay, this is his team, and he will have media and whatever he wants to create. There's that. Then plus, what will be the logo? What will be the these are the things that will now set the ball for other things. Because and for if it does not align with you, I would not expect site, which is I think very important. A website that would aid how do I put it now? Registration, right? That will aid registration and sharing of information. And also, I don't know. I was gonna ask, I don't know if the PO Media Center is going to be the information sharing hub for the Obedient movement. I would hope not. I would expect that the Obedient movement, it's its own brand. It has its own everything, from Twitter handle. I saw one Twitter handle, Obedient movement. Somebody has already went to go and book that name down. Anyway, so there's the Twitter handle, Obedient movement. There's a there's a Instagram, like basically all social media platforms, a website that would also aid. And then we can start talking about um appointing people at each levels, right? He talked about polling unit by polling unit. I don't know how that would work because I feel like that would take a longer time. I would expect that at the very least, state coordinators, and then from there we can trickle it down. I stand to be corrected though. Um, and when all of this is done, when we feel like we've registered enough people, we can then have a convention. But before that convention, I really, really think that it is very important for PO to organize a particular day where we can storm maybe a hall or a very big event center or maybe a stadium. Obedient Nigeria, everybody turn up. Now what this will do is obviously to raise awareness that yes, Obedient movement has started forming, right? There's now a move to structure the movement, and that would also give people who don't have access to Twitter or who this what we are doing here might not, the information might not get to them. Obviously the media will cover that kind of event. That will set the ball rolling for a lot of things. you know I feel like that is very important to do. But before we do that, maybe we should have a logo, a color, because when people get to that kind of space, you should just see, like, they should see colors. And I don't mean like plenty colors, like whatever the chosen color is, it should just flood everywhere, so they will know that, oh more, these people are not playing, if you get what I mean. So these are the things I feel like he has to start looking at. Look at the short things, short term goals that he can easily pounce on, and that will give us that sense of okay, things are moving. because we don't want a situation where everything just goes and maybe once in 2 months something happens and then we go again. Let it be like let them keep pumping us with that dopamine, like, okay, we've achieved this, let's move on to the next. And hopefully they can even come up with a timeline, because nothing like timeline was said. We don't even know when all these things will start showing. So maybe they can come up with a timeline for a lot of these milestones, so that we can actually get that sense of like it moving forward. um and also they should also kind of communicate how often they want to come and be giving us updates, right? So we know that, okay, maybe once in a month or twice in a month, or maybe it's quarterly, whatever um the timeline designs out there. Let's get an anthem, of course, and this anthem can be a competition. Make it fun, make people, let people, what's it called, let people have that sense of participation. You can throw it out there. People should record songs. We can find a platform, like for instance, if there's a website now, people can vote and vote for the ones they like, and we can, on that conference, they can unveil it, something like that, just to get people really interested in the movement. So these are the things I feel like they can do, even on a short-term basis. And then obviously the long term will be getting a register for the obedient movement and getting those structures in place across the country. And obviously at the end, hopefully, we'll have that strength by 2027. But I don't see this as a 2027 project. Please, it's a much more bigger thing than 2027. Um, if nothing happens in 2027, if obedient movement is well structured and continues to give what I expect it to give as an opposition movement, or even maybe, God willing, a ruling party movement, I would really, really hope that even if nothing happens in 2027, this continues to remain strong, and who knows what the future holds. So I'm not looking at it from a 2027 perspective. It's a long-term thing that hopefully at some point. All right, thank you.
No. You can just finish, but just try round up. You understand?
Yeah. So it's a long-term project. So I again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So if nothing happens in 2027, as far as the obedient movement continues to remain strong and well structured, honestly, I'll be happy. Um, and remains true to its core mandate, and that's why I said that ideology is very important. And obviously, as the movement grows, we can then start having what's it a constitution that will then guide this. And another important thing that Mr. Tanko needs to start working on is a governance structure. This is not in terms of leadership, it's in terms of accountability. If there's any mess up somewhere, what are the committees that will be put in place to punish people for any misappropriation? Let people be held accountable for any small thing, especially with funds. It's good that we have a structure now. We all know all the backlash that came with the campaign and all of, but now, if your money is not going to the obedient movement, whatever name they come up with, sorry, just focus on the movement and put your money there, and so that Tanko himself will have a proper governance structure that will ensure that these monies are used properly. Thank you. Let me just touch it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, all what you said is very, very valid, because I think when I'm having this conversation, I keep saying that, and I hear a lot of people, Peter, our principal, will come and go. First term, second term, 8 years. So the movement have to sustain to keep Nigeria working. You understand? So it's not about 2027 or after 2027, the next 4 years. It's going to be a sustainable movement, like a watchdog, sure. But then you made mention of a lot of things. Yeah, so it's going to be a well structured movement, I believe. So, Madam Liberty, please let's just hear from her. You get why. Madam Liberty, you have the mic.
Hello, everybody.
That
But
that
I've
should
been
be the
here.
Female,
I've been
gender
here. Nobody's
balance,
asking me
gender
to
balance.
speak. I've been here before, Madam Liberty.
Yeah, I know, but let us have gender balance. We are talking of forming a better government here. So please, what do you think? Is gender balance because men have been speaking. So let's hear from a woman. Thank you so much. Though I'm not playing politics, Sha. Madam,
Oh,
Liberty
thank
champion now.
you.
Sorry, is Liberty champion speaking? Hello, is someone speaking?
You muted me. I
You
couldn't
muted
unmute.
us and you're asking if she's speaking.
No.
This guy.
Yeah, my guy, man.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're spacing from. A very fantastic day indeed to every one of us. And yes, I know that a lot of us are excited. We are rejuvenated. We are tintillated and all the above. Now, Dr. Mr. Deji, a lot of your submissions were very on point, but it seemed to we seem to be forgetting one thing, Dr. Deji, in your submission. You are saying Dr. Tanko should do this, should do this, should do that. No, having an interim lead is just one of the many puzzles we need to put in place. Now is the time for all of us, wherever you are, begin to organize yourselves properly. Because you, Deji, you might be one of the very people that will sit around the national leadership table along with Dr. Tanko, making those contributions you are making. So it's not about Dr. Tanko. So Deji, I just want to ask you a question. Where are you? Are you in Nigeria or are you in diaspora? Is Deji there?
Yeah, Mr. Deji, can you unmute your mic, sir? I believe you should be in Lagos with me. Mr.
Okay.
Deji.
If you are in Lagos, wherever you may be, I think this is the time now for you to, in your own community, meet your fellow obedient, because people will be needed to work along with Dr. Tanko at that top leadership level, even if it's an interim um, uh, coordinating committee that Dr. Tanko leads as an interim national coordinator. So he cannot do it alone, but it is us that will put people there to support him. So this is now time for us to start organizing ourselves wherever we might be into some kind of coalesce structure, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy talking to 250 million people all at once. But if those 250 million people in their various cells, location, or wherever they may be, have coordinated themselves into some kind of group or body, they have their own coordinating leaders, it will be easy to pick those ones and go, okay, and those ones are put forward. So yes, our principal has shown us the example now. He has demonstrated to us that he's listening to us. So it's about we now being able to meet him in the middle. So we can't leave it all to him. So we have to continue doing what we know how to do, mobilizing ourselves, coordinating ourselves. I'm sure among ourselves, we probably have our potential leaders, team leaders, wherever we are, that we are acting in the way we've been doing. So we already have our own interim structure that we plug into the overall, that we are seeing evolving. So please don't assume Dr. Tanko is going to have the fiat of deciding. No, this is going to be a very consultative process that involves every one of us. Even me, in my own little community, we're organizing ourselves so that we're pushing for someone there that will be our mouthpiece, that we can push ahead, because everybody will be asked to submit their representation. So please begin to coordinate, to organize yourselves wherever you might be right now, because when that time comes, that is what we need, so that the process can be quicker, can be faster, and things can get going. And number two, yes, the point that this is a movement, this is something we are building far beyond 2027. That is also very correct.
because one of the consensus that's come out of all the consultation, and we are going to be having many more, is that the majority believe that the philosophy should be we have to be a socio-political movement. And that's exactly what we are building. We are not building a political party, but of course, we are going to have our political strength in terms of where we put our support base, who we put our support behind. If you know what, we already have all our philosophies, we already have all our principles. What we are putting around everything now is the structure that everybody has been clamoring for. So there's nothing new that is now, we are not starting from the drawing board. If anything, what we are now doing now is building the house. We already have the salient architectural design of what it is we are open to fashion. We are now putting down physical structure. So I think everybody now, wherever you are, is now all hands on deck. The work has just begun. So nobody should sit on their hours waiting for Dr. Tanko to be the one giving you directions. If anything, we are going to be the one leading Dr. Tanko to say, this is the direction we are going as ObiDient movement. That is how it is to go. It's not Oga and the top model. We are not doing Oga at the top model at all. This is shared leadership model. That is what we are doing with equal representation. And by all means and caprices, Dr. Tanko does not have any veto thing. If Dr. Tanko misfires, we will drag him because he has to now, in fact, he has a lot of work to do to go and understand exactly the task we have entrusted on him. We are not just a political party. It's not just about politics. It's about a new Nigeria is possible. So I hope we all understand what this is about. It's about changing the consciousness, the mentality, the mindset of Nigeria as we know it. A new Nigeria is truly possible. Our principal said he is not desperate about being the president, but he's desperate to see Nigeria work. That is a philosophy that is guiding us here. So please, I know a lot of us are hung up about 2027, but let us understand where our philosophy comes from, where our objective lies. Not that 2027 does not matter, but it's important that we have the one and wholesome approach to everything that we are doing. And so thank you very much, everybody. So we all have work to do, guys. Let's keep it coming. Thank you.
And sorry, Prince, Savior and Nasa, if I may just for 30 seconds, in line with what Liberty Champion said. Thank you so much, my brother. Just to add to that, make no mistake about it. The current Nigeria that we have needs an obedient movement. All right. And the truth is, I just don't want to that at this point now, what we're doing more is organizing, making sure that we have that structure. So all those other extra things is not necessarily the concern right now. But the truth is that the reason why this is needed now, especially in Nigeria, is because for far too long, we've allowed the worst of us to rule us. All right. Now you need to think about this deeply because we've allowed the bad people among us to rule us, and that it kind of projects Nigeria as a bad country because of the leaders that we have. But if we can have a movement like the Obedient movement, which is made up of more than 80% good Nigerians, hardworking Nigerians, professionals in different fields, all right? There's so many. We have medical doctors, we have lawyers, we have all kinds of professions here, very intelligent people in this movement. Now, if we can have something like that, right? At a time like this, what it will mean is that when we organize ourselves properly and be able to have a say in major, leadership issues in our country, we'll begin to shape the thing, turn the whole structure around in terms of the way Nigeria is being seen and the way Nigeria is being governed. So that's why it's very, very important that we get this done. And everybody, all the good people, because the good people cannot continue to keep quiet anymore. If you keep quiet, leadership does not exist in vacuum. So somebody will ascend that throne. And whoever ascends that throne, if the person is not good, they're going to be bad. So one way or another, it's going to affect you. You understand? So it's very important that we have this at a time like this, because most of the people here are the people who have the best interests of Nigeria at heart, and are the people, if harnessed properly, if we can use this structure properly, I see a very, very bright future for Nigeria. And actually, this day actually makes me very happy. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Liberty, and hi. It's been a long time. Thank you for your submission, and thank you also, Dogu, for that 30 seconds submission as well. Prince, so
Farm boy,
Yeah, good evening,
agriculture.
everybody.
okay.
Good evening, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Today is one of
Yeah, Exodus.
practical. Hello.
Yeah, please, Exodus, can you wait? Someone is speaking after him. Put on.
Exactly. Thank you. So today is one of practically the best day of my life because I was not able to be part of that space. I was busy then. I was working. So when I came back online, I saw what happened, and Dr. Tanko has proven himself way beyond reasonable
Can
doubt.
everybody hear me? Am I to speak?
Yeah, yeah.
Exodus, can you hear me? Exodus, can you hear me?
Hello.
The Niger fan, please go ahead. Exodus, I think you have to request
Okay.
again.
O- Okay. Thank
Sorry,
you. Thank you.
Exodus, if you can hear me, kindly request for the mic again. I think you lost us. Niger.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I think today is one of the happiest day of my life because I was not able to join this space. I was busy then. But when I came back online, I saw what happened. And, Dr. Tanko has proven himself worthy of this appointment and worthy of this trust because, you know, it comes off as now we have a base, because I think the problem we had in the last election was the fact that there was no structure. We had that problem in Ibadan practically because I was on ground, and it was a problem for us. I was like around Ibadan North. I was going through the poly units. There was no party agent on ground, even though we won those places. You know, there was no party agent, and that's the result of lack of leadership that actually happened during that process. And now this gives us, a kind of platform to actually say, okay, we have a base to create a platform, to create a structure for ourselves. You know, now, like the other person said, it talks about having data. I'm a data person. So I think it is important for Dr. Tanko to actually look up to that. If we can have data, I am talking of real data now. I'm not talking of all this data our conventional political parties
My
comes up with, like
brother,
the comes.
why we say we Nigerians not dey hear what's safe? You are all talking about Dr. Tanko, Dr. Tanko, Dr. Tanko should go and do this, should go and do that. It's as if people are not understanding what is happening now. Are you a
They're not
data
getting the big
person?
picture.
You have to get the. It's
Sorry,
as if you
please.
are missing the
Sorry,
point. Say a lot of us need to really be listening and following what is happening. We are not building a political
sorry. I
party.
actually, I
Did you hear what we said?
sorry, sorry. I understand what you said. I
So
am
let's
talking
keep.
about. Let me.
Listen
Sorry,
first.
please. Can I land? Can I
Yeah,
land,
land.
please?
Wait,
Can I land?
let me correct something. We are in an age where we obedience are being picked left, right, and center. It's important going forward now. We have gotten to a point where we are no more children in this game. We have experience. We know the terrain. So please, my people, as we are speaking from here, there are a lot of things we already know. No need to be reiterating that. Not be now you go to say "Moko go dey gather data." That we know. So not be everything we go to talk for space. We are still in that age and time. This movement is something where we are not going to be doing what we're doing like before, where we come to space and be spilling out everything. No, Talk about the general principle of now us building a structure, now us having a template, now us having a means to organize ourselves. Don't go into the granular plans, because if some of you will come here and talk, it depends on how you talk. We're going to take two eye, they say they take the look on her, where you are coming from. So it's important, please. The way you speak will either expose whether please, because let me not talk too much, because that's why I'm here as co-host, because we need to anybody thumping down on me, that means you are new in this movement.
No, hello,
No,
good
not
evening.
you,
I
not you,
think
Niger. Deji, you are thumping down on me. That means you are new. That
okay. That's
now
that's
there's a
that's
blueprint, but
that's
don't break
exact
it
what
down.
we're
Don't
what,
don't come and say don't. There are things now it should not be here. We are on space, please. I beg. Let's by now we are all matured. Uh-huh.
okay.
Let's
I understand.
uh-huh.
No, but
My
please,
brother, use
please.
wisdom.
I understand what
Wisdom.
Sorry to cut you
Wisdom.
short, but I think at this point now, please.
I under
Okay, since you
I
understand, or yeah, take it
understand
up
what
from
you're
there. Or yeah,
saying.
take it up from there. Go on.
I understand what you're saying, okay, please. But there's a correction I have to make, please, because if we're saying we're having a movement whereby everybody will have a say, I think we should actually give people, the room to actually react to situations. And it's important we respect each other's opinions here. So when somebody was stomping down, probably the person might not agree with your suggestion, which is normal. It is a settings of
Make your
people
own
that comes
submission.
with
Stop
different.
talking about the person thumping dance. Focus on your own submission. Ah,
So 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 please, because I felt like the issue of data is not actually something that should be about secrecy or anything. But if you want to do it like that, that's fine. So yeah, so let's talk about the structure, because I guess that's where this whole thing is leading to. How to have actually build a very reputable structure for us as a social political party, because it's not actually a political party. Because I heard somebody was saying the other time like.
socio-political
Uh,
movement.
Movement,
Socio-political
yeah,
movement. Uh-huh.
yeah, socio-political movement, socio whatever it is, organization, it is what it is. So because I heard somebody saying the other time that go and register for a party or something. Practically, I don't think that's something should be discussed on this space, because obedient movement is consist of people from all about. Do you understand? There are people that are not even ready to even register to any political party. There are people that are from other political party who foundationally they are originally from one political party or the other. They actually migrated to obedient movement. Do you understand? So I felt like now that we have a leader, it has given us the room to say, okay, fine. In my own personal space, I can create people and say, okay, fine. In my own polling unit, in my own ward, right? I can talk to people, I can organize people and say, okay, fine. Why? Because now we have a leadership structure that we can say, okay, this is what we are doing, and this is, and I believe that that is what all obedient movements, all obedient should do. Wherever you are, anywhere you are, just make sure you're talking to people. Make sure you are creating audience wherever you are. If it is okay, let's say in a word, in your word, you feel like okay, the obedient movement is not that strong here. Because one thing I understand in the southwest here is that the places that obedient movement are actually strong are the cities like Ibadan, Oshogbo, Akure. When it comes to like the suburbs, obedient movements are not strong there. That is where we need to work on. It is important that we work there. And I believe that almost everybody coming to, not everybody on the space, not everybody on Twitter today is living in a city. There are people living at suburbs. It is important that even the leadership have to work on that too. I believe that, like, okay, let's say in Oyo State now, we have a place they call Okeogun. We have a place they call Ibarapa. We have a place they call the Obomosho zone. We have a place we call the Oyo zone. Do you understand? And I can tell you that the only place obedient movement is actually strong is Ibadan, Minnesota. That is the municipality of Ibadan City generally. That is where obedient movement is actually strong. Outside and I think that's a problem. It's actually a problem. Excluding the southeast and probably a place of south, I think it's a problem. We are more focused on the
So
cities. I think we should
what
do
are you
more.
going to do about it? What are you going
So
to do
I
about
feel
it?
exactly. That's where I'm coming from. But I feel like everybody, because I have been planning practically right now, Where my farm is at Okiogun. Do you get? That's where my farm is, and that's where I am right now. So I am trying to talk to people here and see how we can actually have a movement here that will metamorphose into something stronger. That way, we can actually say, okay, fine. In Okiogun zone of Oyo State, we have obedient movement. Do you understand? It will not be like, okay, it's only Ibadan. I based in Ibadan, but it will not be like it is just in the city alone that this is happening. It's so, and I am employing everybody that okay, if you stay in Lagos, okay, good. You stay in the city of Lagos. Make sure there's a part of Lagos that might not be able to actually know what is going on online because our base is here. And then we have to understand the fact that we need people to actually see what we are doing. We need people to understand our ideology. We need to sell our ideology to people. So I expect that all obedient movements now say, okay, now we have a leadership. Let's leave the work to Dr. Tanko. Now, all obedient movement must make sure that you are in the environment. If you stay in the cities, and probably I am sure probably your parents don't stay in the cities, make sure you are talking to your parents. If you go back to your parents, make sure you in that your environment that your parent lives, make sure you are creating awareness about obedient. Make sure you are creating awareness about obedient movement there. Make sure you are talking to people there because these are the a lot of people have already given up. The only thing giving people hope right now is the obedient movement. That okay, let's see what will happen in 2027. In fact, me personally, is okay, let's see what will happen in 2027. If this is not working, then I need to get out. So the point is, if we see 2027 as a way for us to actually tell Nigerians that okay, something is possible, we can actually make this country work. We can actually have a force in this country that will bring out of the best of people in this country. Then I believe that everybody needs to work, not just on the cities, because I believe that when we talk of people that are well enlightened, they are mostly in the cities. The people that are not enlightened, and that is why you see this conventional political parties tell
Please
you that
round up,
you
my
don't have
brother.
structure.
Round up.
So that is
Yeah, thank you so much, Liberty Champion. I think, but just quickly, let me quickly come in here.
No, 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 move the mic around. Move the mic around. But
Okay,
Nasa, it's over to you. I think you had the roll call.
you okay? So just to add to that, structure will be moved across into all how is it called? All the three tiers of government, national, states, your LGA. From there, you get to your localities. Yeah. So Nasa, you have the mic.
Prince, sorry, I promise this is
All
the
right.
last time I'll
So
ever
you're
say
doing.
anything, right? I just want to put there's something he mentioned that I want to make sure that everybody on the space understands, right? So okay, personally, I understand where Liberty Champion is coming from, and that was my first thoughts as soon as I saw the space with PO that said Yanusa Tanko is national coordinator. There's a reason that word coordinator was
Interim.
used.
Interim.
Sorry, interim national coordinator, right? In fact, those two keywords, interim and coordinator, it could have been said as interim president. It was not used. Interim chairman was not used. Now, I was not in the room when these discussions were made, but I think it's a welcome development because coordinator means that you're coordinating a group of people for a particular purpose you want to achieve. You're not, quote unquote, the leader over these people. You're not ruling over them. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody on the space understands that. Let's not place emphasis on Dr. Tanko. Let's place more emphasis on decentralizing this movement to the grassroots, like the previous speaker said. The major thing is let's at this point in time is the time for us to organize ourselves, right? Make sure that we have our structures penetrate as low as the grassroots. In fact, as soon as I saw the space with PO today, I got excited. I called my people down there on the ground. I said, please, please, whatever you can do, organize yourselves. That's what you should be. Like, we should start organizing ourselves. Then, secondly, this is not about 2027. I don't know how much I need to stress that. Not 2027. Let's assume
Don't worry,
2027.
Odogu. let's move the
Yeah,
mic
yeah.
around. We don't talk am
Yeah,
before.
just
Let the
quickly,
mic go around.
I'm gonna end right now. After 2027, let's assume anything happens and PO does not become the president. You don't cease to be Nigerian. You're still a Nigerian. It doesn't mean that automatically you stop to be Nigerian. But if we have this movement by then, we can push so many things. We can change the leadership. We can have obedience occupy major positions in the country. A word is enough for the wise. Thank you.
Over to you, Nasa.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, I think Adeji, you've spoken before, so we'll just go to Marvelous. After Marvelous, we'll come to MGO. Please, Francis and Budget and PO, who again? Sorry, P2B slash GRV 2027. Please, if you want to speak, just raise your hands, okay, so that I will know who and who wants to speak because we have other requests around. Okay, if not, I'll drop you and bring up people that want to speak. Thank you. So Fabulous, you go, then MGO, Francis, then Budget, before we'll have Deji and Odogu. Sorry, we'll have after Francis we'll have Budget, P2B, and Deji will go, then Odogu will go. Fabulous, go ahead, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Loud and clear, go ahead.
All right. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you are listening from. All right. So, I appreciate every speaker that have come up to share their own piece of opinion. Okay, I'm here to share mine. But first of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Yanusa Tanko on the new appointment as the coordinator of the Obidient movement. And I also, appreciate everyone that has, contributed one way or the other, and also the coordinator of this space for, trying to, shine the light on specifically on the use of, maybe assigning assignment to just one man. Dr. Yunusa Tanko can may be the coordinator, but we are all leaders. We are all leaders, and we should all delegate anything we want to say. We should all try to take responsibility. Okay, my own part is that um I think Mr. Budget, is he still on? Mr. Budget is not here. Okay, because I was in a space
He's
with him
here. Go ahead
yesterday.
and say what you want to say. Go ahead, please.
All right, okay. I was in a space yesterday when he was, going head to head with the Runus, and it was a funny thing. He was trying to educate them or try to, liberate them about what they are doing. And everything he said was wonderful, but all fell on deaf ears. And this brings me to what I want to contribute on this space. I want to really, put this out. This is the time that what are the obedience in the first place? The obedience are are Nigerians that are, standing up for the right or the just cause, you know, putting on putting on the leadership banner, putting this country on the right, track where it should be. And we cannot do this without relate with others. This is not like what sorry, Aisha Yusuf, said on the space on that space we had with our principal, Peter Obi, that this is not the time to banter. This is not the time to start looking for who is find yourself. Let's foster tolerance. Let's foster, ideas. Let people know what you stand for. Let you being an obedient be something others will want to be. Even those people that are not in this movement will see you and say, no, these people are different. So that's number one. Number two, I personally have an idea. I think this is the time we need to start sharing if you check my post today on a comment with Ari, what Ari has been doing, I think this is the time we need to start sharing positive things about ourselves, individuals, the region, tribe, and all those things. You know, let's start talking the good about other tribe.
What
Let's
did
say
you
what other
What did you mean by you shared your post? What exactly are you talking about? You're very vague. Make it clear, please. About the post with Ari. What
sorry,
post
come
did you
again.
share with Ari?
Yes. The like Ari was talking about Igbos and how far they've come since the Civil War, and I tried to share about how I'm a Yoruba guy. I'm a Yoruba guy, and I try to share about how the Igbo friends I've had in the past, how they've been the integral part of my success today, how a Igbo friend particularly helped me when I was just trying to talk about Igbo being good people, you know, contradicting the propaganda other people have been sharing about other tribes. So what I'm trying to say in this is that this is the time that we all take responsibility in shining the light on the light on every good deeds of other individuals, especially this. Okay, let me put it this way: we all know in this movement there are some people, as we are organizing to move this country forward. Some people are organizing, in putting, causing confusion and all those things. I know that is not our business, but on the same part, we also have to be deliberate on things that we do henceforth. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to be deliberate on the kind of information we put out. They should not be something that will divide us, rather something that will unify us. We should not follow the trend on bigotry. These are the bad people. Those are the bad people. Henceforth, we should talk about, this is what so person has done for me so time. So, this tribe, they are good people. This person are good people. So we should foster what unifies us. We should not, we should just put it that we are trying to, like
Fabulous,
bring every other person forward. Hello?
fabulous. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, you have 30 more seconds. But if you notice what each and every one of us has been talking about is about obedient movement. So you talked about Harry. That is his own personal business and what he wants to do, right? You can't deviate from what the topic is all about, which is all about the structure and the obedient movement and way forward, right? And the fact that now that we have an interim national coordinator, right, you can't deviate from that, and you're still talking about tribes and whatnot. When you have a space where you talk about all those things, you can lay those submissions to there. Not, I'm not saying what you're saying or what you're talking about is a bad thing. It is a good thing. We need to come together as one Nigeria and not separate ourselves, right? But this is not what we are talking about. And when it comes to Harry, what he's fighting is his own business, right? We all know what he's fighting for, right? We know who Harry is. So you don't bring, I'm just saying, like, this is not what we're talking about. So I just hope you understand where I'm coming from. So just make your submission
All right.
based on what is on
All
the
right.
Jumbotron and, like the way forward, where you see us heading to, and also what you wish that our new coordinator deals with from hence, like his plans for us as the obedient movement going forward. Thank you very much. Please, yeah,
Okay. All
30,
right.
30 seconds,
Okay.
please, just round up with that. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry if I sound like I've deviated from the topic, though that's not my intention. But my intention is just to, bring that up. So I think that is basically what I want to share. Please, let's just share love and not what divides us. That's just my own. Thank you so much, and thank you for giving me the mic.
All right, thank you very much, Fabulous. Your point on that, we need to come as one, especially now that we have an agenda into bringing the new Nigeria, making it possible. Thank you very much. Okay, MGO, you have the mic. Then after you will go to budgets. MG, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Basically, I'm not here to take
Sorry,
our.
sorry, MG, hold on a sec, please. If you've spoken before, Fab, I'm gonna bring you. Oh, okay. Please, if you've spoken before, we're gonna bring you down to bring up speakers. We have speakers, but if you still wanna make extra submission, you can request a mic. Thank you very much. Go ahead, MGO.
Okay. Like I said, I don't want to take much of our time. Basically, I want to. First of all, I want to say I was very happy when I saw the topic of the space, obedience structure, because personally, on my own, I've been actually clamoring for this because it seems some of us has actually lost hope on the movement. Yeah, it's sad, but that's the truth. We have to say it. Some of us has lost hope, and some people, though some people are still there, some people will still tell you that, yeah, I believe in the structure, I believe in the obedient movement, but people are not fighting enough. The structure is not there and all of that. And truly, that's just the fact. I personally, I feel like we are not fighting really well. Yeah, we are not fighting to the end. The fight we are trying to fight as obedient movement, as well-meaning Nigeria, I think when we started, we did not say we did not start like we want to start an easy fight, so to say. We all knew that this fight wasn't going to be easy, but I don't know, along the line it just seems that people are just losing hope here and there. Some people are even deviating. As I speak to you right now, it's sad, but that's just the truth. We have to say it. There are some people that has lost hope in this movement, and some of them has even left the Labour Party to other parties.
Emoji. Talk about yourself. Talk about right now. You're making
Okay,
submissions. You. Focus on
I'm
your own
coming.
emotions right
I,
now. Tell us about
I
you.
am. I am sorry. I'm coming to that. Yeah,
Go to
personally,
don't come to go to that now. Leave the one we're not concerned. You talk the one way be your own. You talk about you. Focus on yourself.
okay.
I've requested mic, and the mic has been taken away, given to somebody else. I don't know what is going on in the house, please.
Exodus, you will come soon. It's NASA that's roll calling. Sorry, just mute. Oh yeah, emoji. Focus.
Personally,
Talk about you.
I still have strong belief in the movement. Right. I'm still working for the movement. I'm still clamoring for the movement, and I will continue to do that. That's for me, right? My advice right now, my encouragement to us right now is this: the some of us that are still in this movement, we have to really fight. We have to try as much as possible to recruit people. And then there is one point I want to make that is very vital. I think there is a gap between let me use the word elites. I don't know if it suits the narrative. There's a gap between the elites obedience and the obedience in the grassroots. I think
Emoji. I am of the belief that I can see your limitation in terms of trying to explain what you mean. There's nothing like elite obedience movement. Please. There's no elite in the movement. You are as important as the next person. Nobody is more obedient than any other person. Like the common saying that says no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any other Nigerian. So please don't, there's no division, there's no elite obedient. Okay? You are
sorry I
of
use the word.
equal,
Sorry I use the
there's
word
no,
elite.
you are of equal standing to me, to NASA, to anybody here. Anybody, even you. You see, you don't know whether you will be one of the ones that will be at the coordinating table with Dr. Tanko Yanusa. You say you don't know that for a fact. So don't put yourself down, please. Don't do that. Yeah. Try and I don't know how to put it now. Just tell us how you are feeling. Don't talk about other people. Tell us your own point of view. I think that's what a lot of us want to hear. Coming from your heart, you. This is the time for us to know each of us, to know ourselves better. Please speak from your own point of view, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, sorry I used the word elite. What I mean in essence is some of us that can actually access the internet and the people, the obedient that are on the grassroots. Some of us that some of us that doesn't even have data to even come online, some that doesn't even have the smartphone. So what I mean is there is that gap. I feel there is that gap that we need to bridge. Like there should be a way in which we can pass information to other obedience that are not online, because there are some things that I come online to see as regards to this movement. If I go back, or if I pick my phone to call some certain people that I know that they are still in this movement with me, that doesn't have internet to come online, some of them don't even have this information at all. I try as much as possible.
Let me ask you a question, MOG. Now that you've identified a a lapse, in your opinion, what is the best way to address this? How do we solve that problem of messaging getting to this grassroots? Do you have any idea?
It still boils down to the structure that we are talking about.
Okay, so where are you based right now?
Delta State.
Okay, are you active on the grassroots?
I would say I'm very active on the grassroots because I don't even stay in my own hometown. But yes, I usually communicate with the ones that I can communicate with.
So right now that we have an interim national coordinator, what is the implications for that now for you and the people you're in touch with? What is the signal that gives you in terms of you and those you are in contact with? I don't want to lead you, but what does that tell you that should be happening next now for you and the people around you?
Okay, I get that. If we can find a way to build in this structure, in a way that
MOG. Who are the we? Is it you? Is it me? You and your people now. What can you do now so that you can plug in? Right now you are talking to me. You don't know whether I can take your message forward. So you people you are in touch with in the grassroots, what is behoving of you and them now in terms of doing among yourselves now? Because there is no we. It's you that will need to find the way. So how are you going to find the way now for you and the people you're in contact with? I'm trying to put the question back to you.
currently, as I'm saying, the obedient movement have an interim leader. I will say in the same line, should be leaders.
That's the question I'm asking you. Forget national now, your own end now, where you do. What are the things now that needs to start happening for you and the people around you? This is now us being proactive. No more, you can't come here and give suggestions, say we should be doing this. What are you going to be doing now to affect what you are suggesting now, where you are? That's the question I'm asking you. It's a direct question.
If I will continue to get this information from the online, I will continue to take the informations to them. Personally, I can decide. Personally, I can decide to be visiting them. I don't think that would be a problem for me. Maybe attending to
But Madam Liberty,
their
I think you even
meetings.
understand this part, so pardon the movement.
Wait a minute, leave him now. No. He's making some very important points. So that's it. So the message you're trying to get is like some of us come here and we are preaching to the choir. We now have work to do. MOG, I'm glad you have identified that. So I'm going to hold you to your word in terms of you now mobilizing your own local community, organizing yourselves into some kind of quasi structure where you know who your spokesperson, your interim leaders are, because those are the people that will plug in into the top structure that Dr. Tanko will be working from. So it's important that at your level now, you're doing just that. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I get you perfectly.
So that's exactly what we want to be happening. And see, I don't know whether you have anything more to add to that.
No,
Then you
that'll
can
be off
round up
now.
so we can
That'll be
move
off
the
now.
mic. Huh?
That'll be off now. That'll be
Thank
off for
you.
now.
Thank you very much. Nasa, who is I think it's who is this guy? Where is he? Is it Exodus? He has dropped off? When?
Yeah, he has dropped
Okay.
off again.
Then who is the next one?
Yeah. So Peter Obi should go next. After him, we'll have budget. Then we'll go to okay. Please negotiation. If you want to speak, raise your hands up because I'm not going to call you. If I need to, I won't call you if you don't raise your hands up. So please let's just be let's just align with the space. Thank you very much. Okay, Peter will be go. Then after you budget, after budget, we'll go with Deji, Odogu. Then we'll go to the newest speakers that came in. Peter B, are you there? I beg if not, see if not they put this Peter, me they put comma inside. I beg, please. You can't be
Hello,
carrying our
anyone?
PO's
Can
name
you hear
left,
me?
right, and center. Put comma inside. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And again, once again, congratulations to our other Mr. Tanko. And and again, I want to say a big well done to um anti-liberty, liberty champion and Mambolanle. At least there's people I know that were championing this from the UK. Then I think yeah. So I know the link we had some many months ago to join the obedient movement, and we are begging for our principal to endorse the structure. And thank God the structure is here already. So this is what I would say. In my own place here, the people are ready. The gospel people are ready. You just need the direction. There's this gap as an opposition. As in the party is not doing what's supposed to do. I think okay now the obedience movement will now fill in that gap. We want okay, there should be like regular press conference, press release, things that they are doing. The government is doing that we can't talk about. Okay, now we have people that can okay come out and say that okay this thing you are doing is wrong. People can't do everything. Okay, now we have people that can talk about it. Concerning the structure again, our people are
Sorry, can anyone hear Peter B? Liberty, can you hear him?
No, I think his connection is wavering. No.
Okay. Peter B, we can't hear you. Nah, see, please, can you find something else and put in between the Peter and Obi? I beg. Yes, if I'm calling out my principal's name without respect, I beg. Hey, Joe, find something. GRV 27. Oh yeah, let me call you by that. We can't hear you, so we're just gonna give somebody else the mic, and maybe you come down and request the mic again. Budget, please go ahead. Before Peter B comes back. GRV 27.
I greet you all. Mine is not, I don't want to talk too much, but focus on the situation and the reality of Nigerians. This is an opportunity for the obedience or the coordinator to actually capture the people that are there for the taking. There has always been this notion, even before the 2023 election, of structure by our political elites, because that is what they have always used to win elections and to deceive Nigerians. And the last election has made it clear to all Nigerians that the people have the votes. Even though the election is not without its flaws, the election was not perfect. There were hiccups here and there which could have put the results beyond reasonable doubt of whoever emerged as the winner. Nigerians should not be scared and should not be intimidated. Do not let anybody gaslight you. Nigerians are united more than ever. Nigerians have woken up. We might not be where we want to be, but we are getting there. even those that will say, Peter Obi, the obedience, there are no obedience in the north, will only say that just to, create chaos and make a nuisance of themselves. I personally have been involved with elections across the country, especially in the north, and categorically I will tell you that the obedient movement has created a lot of followership down north. So people are not looking at the old bragabos that our leaders have been doing. They are looking for a fresher or a better alternative from what they have always had. And now Nigerians are united with hunger, are united in the sufferings that we are all going through. Nobody buys fuel cheaper. Nobody pays for transport cheaper. Nobody pays for utilities cheaper. It is an opportunity for the obedient movement to capitalize and capture the ones that are not yet captured in the movement and the followership. I personally I have avoided being with any political party so that I can speak truth to power and tell whoever is in position of power, you are not doing well when you are not doing well, without that person looking at me or thinking I'm from so person. And what Obi and Detty did in 2023 elections has helped the country to show that it's no more business as usual. We have come from an era whereby it used to be a one-party system, practically moved to a two-party system when APC came. And 2023, we have now seen that the so-called no structure Labour Party has a structure because the structure is the people. And voters, at the end of the day, will be who determine who will be the president of this country. So for me, is more enlightenment to Nigerians. There should be more focus on things that unite us. There should be more focus on things that are common grounds for Nigerians. We know they give shishi. People underestimated it, but we know they give shishi has moved a lot of people to that party because we are looking at having a different scenario from what it has always been. We are looking at having a different government that is coming into power to change the narrative. And irrespective of how anybody sees it, Obi and Detty gave that platform and gave that notion to Nigerians. And it's not easy for someone within less than a year to come and destabilize the illusion our politicians have created over the years that you cannot just come and do it. They have done it. All they need to do is build on it and keep moving and trust the process. I have a particular problem with our electoral system, and I have not seen the political parties actually coming together to make sure that those loopholes in 2023 elections are closed. They were the ones that went to the court of all the court appeal and supreme all together. They had the judges. They saw where these people used to actually defeat them in the courts. So they should be planning, make sure that there is a change in the um, electoral process, especially the 2023 election. I've forgotten this thing, but the 2023 electoral. What was this thing? Anyways, I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. So we shouldn't be going into 2027 with the same electoral process that we used to go into 2023. These are lessons that I feel we should have learned or we have learned by now.
Mr. Budget, I'm sorry
Yes,
to interrupt you. Where are you based? Are you in Nigeria or are you
I'm in Nigeria.
okay? Because this is your submission is very, very interesting, very pertinent. Now, I want to throw this question back at you.
Okay.
In light of everything you've talked about now, because you are highlighting the flaw in the electoral system, right?
Yes.
So, in your own local community, how do you plan to begin to tackle that matter?
You see, that is why I intentionally called the political parties. You see, there is so much that the people can do. I've been with our political, I've voted for as long as I can remember, and I've seen our political change in elections. And it has not gotten to where we want it to get to, but it has improved from the initiating of card reader to the initiation of beavers. And we all thought that the IREV will make a difference. But
Mr.
unfortunately, what we
Mr.
were told,
Mr. Mr. Budget, you are talking on the general principle. I'm talking about you. You have made the point. The electoral process was flawed. Now, based on what you are advocating, how do you intend to? Because the advocacy must start from somewhere, and it will start. You see, you don't have the coverage nationally. So, what are you going to do in your own little way where you are? I'm just trying to ask what are you doing about these um, matters you've raised in terms of bringing electoral that's electorate education and enlightenment to your immediate community. What are the visible plan you're having to bring about that awareness to people now? In terms of in my local community, these are some of the things I'm thinking about, I'm looking to do, to bring about electoral awareness to my people so that come any future election, there is better enlightenment. That's what you are talking, make it, because right now
I
you are
get
talking
you, and I
generally.
was
I say
getting
I
there.
cannot picture what you're saying. Just make it come
That
alive for me in
I
terms of
get
your
you,
own
and
personal contribution. Yeah.
I get you, and I was getting there. So, just as I said, there is little to nothing the people can do. You see,
Do
in
you think so?
2015, no, let me get you. Let me paint a picture for you, so you understand. And these are based on real life situations. 2015, when elections, Buhari said Kukasa, there was a statement he made to the north. Kukasa Kusere Koraka, which is vote, make sure it is counted, and escort them to the INEC office, which happened massively in the north. And anywhere you see the people maybe rigged is because majority of the people wanted APC there. That was what I noticed. 2015, 2019, and 2023. But the thing is, if you see now, people are not supposed to go and even see where the voter is voting. They are not supposed to see where the voter will thumbprint. But that culture is still there, that people will still show what they voted and they'll be giving money. As long as that is not taken away, then we'll still go back to where
Okay,
we are
that's
coming from.
exactly. See.
Yes, no, yeah, just
So what
listen.
are you
1 minute.
doing?
Let
What are you
me
going to
just
start
land.
doing now to try and
Let me land.
counter
You
that?
are cutting
Yes.
me off. Let
Talk
me
about
land.
the solution.
Let me land. So on our own side and on my own side, I deal with people. I've made sure that there are engagements from stakeholders of my people and to my village people. Nobody now is interested in what they are going to be given. Of course, not everybody. There will still be some that will always go for what they are going to be
Which
given.
state are you in?
Niger State.
Okay. All
So
right. Okay.
most of our engagements, we have made it clear to people. You have seen and you have experienced what taking spaghetti, taking some amount of money from these people does to you. At the end of the day, they are going to recuperate their money from the money they used to spend and give you spaghetti to vote for them. So that one is done. From our own distance, we have enlightened and we're enlightening our people. But what I'm telling you, knowing the electoral process, they cannot push everything to the people. The political parties are also supposed to do their own part to make sure that the people can be helped in making decisions without being strong-armed or without being in difficult situations.
Mr. Budget, the ObiDient movement were not a political party, we're a socio-political movement. So our discussions are going to be around citizens' engagement, citizens' enlightenment. That is what we are constrained to talk about. We are not a political party. So you're talking about you have to address political parties directly, and I don't believe any member of political party is on this forum. There's no PDP, APC, or Labour Party membership here. I mean, in terms of the city officers.
I have been doing that, but I'm
Okay,
just
so
stating so that whoever
so
has, wait, you said you are not
fantastic.
here, but I'm sure one or two people have.
Listen.
Yes,
See,
I'm listening.
sometimes we try to do too much at a time. Sometimes we do try to put too many things together at a time. You know, for once, let's take baby step. We have launched our obedience structure. We are in formation. We've now been told who our interim national coordinator is. So this is a period for us to be upbeat, to now start making big plans. So whatever it is you're doing, you now know that you just have to do more in your local area. So please, I'm not trying to belittle what you're saying, but where we are now, it's about moving forward. It's about it's about socio-economic engagement at our local communities so that it's not a sprint. So I think now we want to encourage each other by sharing very positive examples of things that we are doing, things that we are going to be motivated to even do more now that we are now say now that we know that we are now building on a solid structure. Do you get what I'm saying? So
I get what
let's
you're
push
saying.
each other's spirits forward, because right now we know what the problems are. So you are not. We all know what the problems are. It's now how we are moving upward and forward with the solutions that we are now about. It's not just more about lamenting about the problem, but I get where you're coming from. If you know, say what I mean. But we need to now, you know.
I get where you're coming from, and
So we have turned the corner now. We now have an obedience structure. Bam, it don't land.
but I'm talking from a point of view of someone that has passed the level of taking baby steps, and I deal with problems and solutions based on where it is needed and when it is needed. But I get where you're coming from. It's okay and it's all good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. NASA, it's over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Budget. Thank you so much. So we'll go to Deji. Sorry, Deji, hold on before you speak. Exodus, you've been dropping and coming up, dropping and coming up. You can go ahead. You have the mic.
Thank you very much, NASA and Prince,
Exodus,
Sylvia,
are you
and
there?
yes, I'm here. Can everybody hear me?
So, Liberty, is Exodus speaking?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, NASA, Exodus is speaking. Can you not hear him?
Can
No, I
anybody
can't hear
hear
him,
me?
but he can go ahead. He can go ahead.
Go ahead, Exodus.
Okay, okay, Lady Liberty, thank you so much. I want to thank the Obedient family for the excellent job that was carried out this evening by Excellency PO. And I want to congratulate Yanusa Tanko. He's an astute person, a good getter. And I'm so excited that finally the structure is about taking off. In fact, it has actually taken off already. I want to thank everybody in the space. However, I have some concerns, and that is including my very self and generality of Nigerians, particularly the Obedient group. Why is it that we're always in a hurry in everything that we are doing, and at that very rate, oftentimes we run into ditches. We know how long we've been clamoring for this particular structure to be set up. Finally, His Excellency and the inner group within the ObiDient movement has been able to come up with a structure. He just addressed us some few days back and come online again to address us again and has given us what we've been looking for. The national coordinator, even though it's an interim, what I'm expecting most of us here to be doing is not to be making comments that sound so political and you begin to wonder what is going on. We have Edo State staring us in the face. I was thinking that some of us will be saying, how is Tanko going to steer this very ship, even though it's interim, with other state coordinators, particularly this Edo State election, to see to it that we have those relevant structures that will enable us to make sure that we match every polling booth to polling booth unit, because that is what is staring us in the face and nobody is talking about it here. I'm beginning to see some ideas that begin to look like personal interest, this and that. Look, every one of us should fall back to our states and begin to see how we can begin to coordinate from the grassroots level, then meet other individuals that will be state coordinators, because Tanko, Yanusa is just a national coordinator. Yanusa is just a national coordinator. Continue to come out from that autocratic way of doing things. I like taking things in one other right now, can assist us to achieve that target so that our governor in Abia State will have a second liberty. Thank you so much for carrying us along going, and Brasivi as well. Thank you so much, and that's my contribution to this discourse.
Thank you, Exodus. That is a very pertinent point you have made, because as ObiDient movement, we have an election in Edo State, and I'm sure none of us has forgotten.
When Lady Liberty was speaking, she asked me a question, but I couldn't come to the mic at the time. So no, I'm not in Nigeria at the moment. So
Okay.
that's the. I'm in the UK.
Okay, UK. Okay. Which part of the UK? East, west, south, London?
I don't know. Essex.
You're in Essex. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen. I'm sure you are following the ObiDient family in the UK, are you?
No, I'm not.
Aha. So that's the task you need to have now. So try and link up with us. We have work to do. Yeah.
I'm scared to do that because it
Fantastic.
seems that
Okay, fantastic. So dear, no,
a
let's
lot
not
of
talk
the
too
people
much.
that
Let's
are
not talk too
speaking.
much. It's
No,
very clear that you are disconnected with us in the UK. Are you linked to any community group in Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay, but you do realize that if you don't link into your UK family, you have very limited reach in terms of, now that with a structure you can't afford.
It's not structured yet. You keep saying structure. It's not
No,
structured yet. We don't have the structure.
calm down, Deji. They say a word is enough for the wise. You are here in the UK with us. So link in with us, because you have to plug into what is happening. If you don't plug in, you will just be a lone rider. You don't want to be a lone wolf, do you? Do you want to be a lone wolf?
Okay, can I start my
No, wait.
statement,
Do you
please?
want to be a lone wolf? I'm asking you a question. So all
No,
those
ma'am. I don't
wonderful
want to do
ideas you have, join the UK family. So maybe we'll find a somewhere where you can begin to put those ideas on paper so that it can filter up. Because now we don't want people to just come on space and Deji, see, we have been on this street long enough to know entertainment. People come to talk. See, we know right now, obedient structure, congratulations to Dr. Tanko. It's not a time for talking. It's a time for, if you don't know your yard, go and find your yard. Since you're not in Nigeria, you are in the UK. I'm telling you now, there's a vibrant, obedient youth. That's all I'm saying. There is a place where we can come together and we're having, if you know that you want to talk, every Friday we hold the obedient family. Maybe now you go be our UK representative. The national
or anybody wants to do that will sum up as much as what the leader, who is Tanko right now,
Stop there. This is where I'm going to stop you. No, there is nothing new you have to say. Please kindly drop down and let somebody else come and talk. We don't no.
Happy Boy and Alogra. Then we'll have Mommy Anka. Mr. Anthony, if you're there, go ahead, please. If you're not, we'll move the mic to Ifa.
Very much for giving me the opportunity to speak. I want to say two things, but the first thing I want to say is if there's no, because I'm in Houston, Texas, if there's a group, like an obedience group,
do you know Magnific
that
Dude?
you guys, I do know Magnific Dude. I think he's in
Magnific
Dallas. I'm
Dude
not
is
sure.
in Texas. Link him up.
Okay, all right. Then that's all I wanted to ask. All right, thank you.
That's why it's over to you. Okay, Nasa, I think you've gone to attend to your pet dog. All right. In no particular order. Sorry if I mix it up. I think it was Alogra, if I'm right. Alogra, Happy Bee. That's the
No,
first
Happy Boy is going before Alogra, then Mommy
okay,
Anka.
then okay. Happy Boy, then Alogra, then Mommy Anka.
Yeah, greetings everyone. Yeah, thank you for bringing me on.
Go ahead.
I will make it very brief. First, I want to appreciate all the obedience worldwide, Nigeria, and those in diaspora, especially. I want to thank them. The donations, mostly, those in diaspora. Their donation were very massive, and I really want to thank them. It shows that even though they seem to be in a better country, they are still praying and believing that Nigeria will get better. They still believe. For them to donate massively for a change in government in Nigeria, it shows that even though they seem to be enjoying all the facilities a good country provides, they still had that passion to donate. I really thank them and I want to appreciate them. And I also want to congratulate Dr. Tanko, who has been appointed as the interim national coordinator. People were saying that we don't have structure before. We don't have. No. There have been structure, just that it's now defined. It's now defined. I know that we have coordinators who just took up that mantle on their own, and they were organizing the obedient movement in their states. So it's just that it's now defined. So what I'm looking forward is that he can also, since he's not the national coordinator, they can also make an official appointment of state coordinators. And I also want to urge him to not look at this post as a means to gather wealth. You should just do it selflessly. I'm not saying that I should do it. Me, I don't believe it should be free. If you work, you eat, but you should not just do it and look at it as a means to embezzle wealth for the unborn children, as Nigeria used to do. The another thing I also will urge him to do is to look into the obedient movement. What I noticed previously in this obedient movement is that we don't know how to manage crisis. I'm seriously saying, if we don't know how to manage crisis, there is no movement in this world that there will be no crisis. Rumors will come up, but there is a way you manage it. I noticed there was rumors of embezzlement within the obedient movement. People saying that the donations those in diaspora did, that some people embezzled it. That was a rumor. But it became very embarrassing that these things were coming out from the obedient itself. Yeah, I've never seen that thing happen. Me, I'm not a stakeholder, I'm not an ESCO, I'm just a floor member. But then you hear ESCOs, people that are the top, people that are coordinating, people that are the coordinators in states, opening their mouth, pointing fingers, saying and calling amounts, saying that you embezzle this, they give you money and you chop and all those things in an open space. How can you just create a space on Twitter, a public
Happy boy. Do you know
forum?
why I'm laughing? That shows that if you are to be the
Why?
national coordinator, the day you do the same thing, they go call you out.
No, 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 no. I'm not saying you can call it out, but it's supposed to be a
And
controlled
don't
platform.
worry.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what to the Buddha.
It's
Wait,
supposed
wait,
to
wait,
be
wait. When to the boost stay, you they do I'm controlled fully.
no, no, no. You don't
No,
understand why. You
wait, you
don't
know
understand
answer
why I'm
my
saying this. We
question
have
now. If Tinubu still now, you they control him.
if Tinubu still,
If no, it's this administration still, you they control him. Wait, you see?
there's
Sure, you they
evidence
drag
to
him
back it up,
publicly.
EFCC will take you up now. You don't understand where I'm going. Just allow me.
But you no now, you
I'm
never
about
answer
rounding
my
up.
question, sir. You see, this is the problem with Nigerians.
Bro, if Tinubu
Prince,
still
Prince,
and
Prince,
EFCC
sorry,
broadcast it, I
sorry,
will
Prince,
broadcast it.
Prince, see, the question self you're asking, but you said if Tinubu steal, what you should have said is now that they are stealing, or the one they've stolen.
Uh-huh.
That's where you need
If
to
they
put
have
it.
stolen and there's evidence and
Okay, there is
EFCC
evidence.
hold
What
any
do you mean by
governor.
the if there is evidence? There is evidence and is worldwide, like broadcasted worldwide.
No, my own is that at the
Okay,
point of the
wait.
obedience, it was like
Happy
a
boy,
rumor.
happy
That's what
boy.
I'm
See,
saying.
happy boy. You see, I mean, I totally understand your part, right? But then integrity, we must do the right thing. Now we are paying Nigerians are
My
hungry.
brother, see what I'm
Tinubu go
saying.
buy SUV.
See
Why
what
do
I'm
you two
saying. You
keep
don't
quiet?
understand. See what
You
I'm
would have
saying.
keep
Yeah.
quiet. You don't come and drag him for international disgrace. As you are dragging him, you are also
No,
disgracing
no, let me
Nigeria
tell you, something.
internationally.
Let me tell you
So let
something.
us be keeping quiet when this
Let me tell you
administration is
something.
not doing well.
Do
So
you
let us
know
manage our economy crisis
do you
too.
know that I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Do you know that do you know that we have a cases where EFCC we hold a politician by the waist and say, look at how much, and they'll push it out. Nigeria will start screaming. That's the one we know. It's not that they have not been stealing, but that's the one we know. But when something is coming out as a rumor, I said I was in that space, and a guy, someone that is someone.
Sorry, what has EFCC got to do with obedience structure? Congratulations to Tanko.
No. I'm just no. Forget the EFCC part. I'm coming. I say in that space, I was just there, and someone in the diaspora opened his mouth and said that over his dead body, will he ever push down funds in Nigeria to support anything obedient movement? That this will be the last time he will support. What I'm just saying is that these things happen, but you can control it until the guy was saying, I have the list of how the money was spent.
I can give you the breakdown and everything. And the guy say lie, this and that. So my point is that it's coming up now. We have a national coordinator. I just want him to find a way to manage all these things. See, it is clear that look at where the loophole is coming from, so that you don't just come to an open forum and people that are not even APC, even our opposition party. I couldn't even hear any case of mismanagement of. This is something we're supposed to be hearing from opposition parties, not ObiDient. ObiDient that called for donation and people donated. In fact, the way people supported P2B, I was amazed. I was looking at this now. Every time I come online like this, I open my mouth and I could not believe it. So it's so embarrassing that even people that didn't believe in the movement started joining.